This is a tutorial on the use of the Employee Master Maintenance GB0090. This screen is used to set up employees in the system and to maintain the employees. Records must be created here for salespersons, buyers, and our planners. If you're using Dynamic 3i Payroll module, you can set up employees in PY0100, which is a much more extensive employee master file used for payroll processing. If you are using the payroll module and elect to enter an employee through this screen, the data will be populated into the PY0100 screen, but there'll be a lot of other fields that you must fill in the payroll side in order to get your payroll system working as required. What we're going to do is we'll just set up quickly an employee and just go through some of the more pertinent fields on this screen. So I'm going to set up employee 1000. I'm going to select department number 2. I can actually do a list of values at this point and select from the list of values. I'm going to select the sales department because I am going to select this employee as a sales person. We're required to enter the last name and the first name. We're just going to skip over some of the non-mandatory fields at this point just to speed up the tutorial. Select a country. Depending on the country that you entered, various prompts in the system such as postal code and social insurance number will reflect the country that was selected here. So if we had entered USA, for example, we would see here zip code and down here social insurance number. These are things that are maintained in the country file maintenance for each particular country so that you get the proper prompts on the screen when entering data. Next, we can enter a city and the province. And we'll just go by this field, but postal code, telephone number, we'll change the sex to female on this record. Marital status will leave the same. At this point here, we can enter the social insurance number. Depending on how you have your country set up in country maintenance, this could be a mandatory field. That issue is covered in country maintenance tutorial for GB0220. Employment date, termination date can be entered here. Employee status, employment status. Job class, job title. These are fields that you would enter if this was going to be a payroll employee. In other words, an employee that's using Dynamic 3i Payroll module. These are two fields that are maintained in the payroll section of the software. So at this point, we're going to go through as if we were not using payroll, and we wouldn't be able to enter anything in these fields because we don't have access to the payroll module if we're not using the payroll. So we'll go right by there. Next is password. This password is used for employees when logging into the web expense entry. So if you're using our web expense entry system, you'll need to enter a password and confirm the password in the screen for the employee. At this point, the expenses payable can be done through the payroll module or through the accounts payable. Here we can enter an email address, and in this situation we're going to make this person a salesperson, and because we're doing so we're going to have to select a district that the salesperson belongs to. It's a default district. We'll select the CAN district, save the record, and now we have a new employee. Now at this point, if we wanted to make this a payroll employee, we would just click on the new payroll employee button, and we'd be prompted for the birth date and the pay period end date. We'll enter a birth date and the pay period end date. We'll go 15. Save the record. Now if we went into the payroll module in Dynamic 3i, we'd have all the required fields at this point necessary to run the payroll, although however there's going to be a lot of extra fields in the PY0100 employee maintenance that you want to look at and set up so the right deductions and things of that nature have taken place. This concludes the tutorial on employee master maintenance.